morning guys, and welcome to another sunny day in Da Nang, Vietnam. Now in this video I just want to talk to you guys about 5 important things which you need to know if you are planning your trip to Vietnam. Starting off with number 1, and probably the most important, are the details on your visa, even on the airline ticket. Now just because you got the visa, it doesn't mean you're good to go. I give you my example. On this trip I applied for the Vietnam visa, I received it, I went to the airport, and only then the airline staff picked up on an error. So instead of having number 12, I must have put number 11 as one of the details on my passport. And she said I can't fly on the visa because the details just don't match. Fair call. I had to buy an urgent emergency visa on the spot. It cost me $500, and that's the last thing you want to do, trying to sort out something at the airport. Same thing goes with the airline ticket. If you have a middle name, don't just use the initial. Make sure you use the full details as per your passport and your airline ticket. They must match, or they can just refuse you to get on a plane. No clue what's going on, but looks like someone really important is going to work or somewhere. That's a special service you get.
Hello everyone, my name is Mint.
Perfect. The English is getting better already. I must be a good teacher. Moving on to the number 2 is the currency. So I would highly recommend bring cash. I wouldn't rely too much on the ATM or the travel cards, because a lot of the local shops here, they only accept cash. Plus also, when you use the travel card or the ATM card, you have to go to the ATM or the bank to withdraw the cash. Then you have to pay the ATM fee, then the international transfer fee. All around, it's just probably not worth it. So if you carry cash, it's readily available. You can just exchange it anytime from literally any shop at any time. That's not a problem. Plus with the ATM, I've heard that you can only withdraw sometime a certain amount. A friend of mine was telling me he could only withdraw 3 million Vietnam Dong per day, which is about 200 Australian dollars. Now it's not too bad, but if you are expecting to withdraw more, then this is the limitation you have. So highly recommend bring cash or bring the dollars only. See this coconut down here? This one just dropped right in front of me. So this is another thing. So if you ever come down on the beach and you lie down under the coconut tree, because obviously it's shady, just make sure there's no coconuts above your head, because I can't imagine my face down there when this coconut dropped. Unfortunately, Vietnam is a country, in my personal experience, either people speak really good English or they just don't. The one in the middle, there aren't many out there. But luckily, the Vietnamese people are super nice, they're super friendly. So I would say, just download the translator app. That way you can communicate with them, and it's one way to convey the message and understand, and that's going to be your best friend whilst you stay in Vietnam. Vietnamese people, they love seafood, pork and beef. Yes, there are options for chicken and even vegetable and stuff, but if you love seafood, this is a place for you. How expensive? Well, depends where you go. If you go to a fancy restaurant, it's going to cost you pretty much what it's going to cost you back home in dollars and stuff, maybe slightly less. But if you go to a street food, it's a lot cheaper. On an average, if you want to go to something decent, I would say one person, seafood is usually expensive, but a meal in general, I would say maybe $5, $6, $7 with a drink. That's an average. Now the next part is the accommodation. Now this could be your biggest expense depending where you stay. If you go to the bigger cities, they're more expensive than the regional or the rural areas, or like even Da Nang is a little bit cheaper than Ho Chi Minh, what I've found so far. Where you stay, it depends on the location as well. You're closer to the beach, more expensive. Right behind the beach, you know, a bit in the back streets, it's a bit cheaper. So it's all more or less, you know, depending on the location, just like anywhere else in the world. I would say on an average, if you stay in a decent hotel, maybe $30, $35 a night, that's something will get you a nice, decent place. But you can go, you know, all the way up to thousands. And if you go backpacking, probably, I don't know, $5, $10. I've never done it, but I'm assuming that's what the prices would be. Last but not the least is the best way to travel to Vietnam in terms of internal. So you can either go north in Hanoi, come down south Da Nang, and then Ho Chi Minh and exit the country, or vice versa. It's a long country, so that's a way to travel. That's what most people do. Now, the flights within the country are relatively pretty cheap. Sometimes you can buy a flight one way within this one from one city to another for $50. That's pretty cheap. Your other alternative mode of transportation is trains or buses. They are slightly cheaper than the flights, not ridiculously cheaper, but that's one way to travel as well. Now, internal within the city, you got a Grab, which is like a taxi service. They download the app, and a car would cost you 3 times more than what a bike would cost you. Otherwise, you can hire these bikes from the hotel. They charge you like 100,000 Vietnamese Dong per day, plus you fill it up. It's super cheap. That's one way to travel as well. Now, I hope you find this video useful. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button and let me know in the comment box if you have any question. Now, if you're new to the channel, please don't forget to subscribe and press the bell icon so you get the notifications for my next videos. I'll see you in the next videos. Until then, goodbye and take care.